and thank you for joining us. My name is Elena. I am the CTO at Credivera. Today here with me is Maggie Rigaux, our Chief Growth Officer. Maggie has been a contractor herself, has hired contractors. She understands very well both sides and has helped her clients save millions over the years with her programs. Maggie has even helped an organization hire 80 contractors within 2 weeks. Welcome, Maggie.
Thank you very much. Excited to be here.
Maggie, let's kick off this interview with your tips of how a recruiter can be the first to place and propose a qualified candidate.
Great question. One of the challenges with being the first to submit a qualified candidate is ensuring that all the qualifications and all the requirements match the client's expectations. Typically, no matter how well you know your candidate, you still need to ensure that their credentials are up to date. It's laborious and it's super time consuming.
Absolutely. And so, Maggie, if you look at Credivera, how would you leverage Credivera to do that?
It's incredible. It's so exciting to see what Credivera can do for this industry. It literally makes me vibrate. I'm so excited about it. The ability to ensure that everybody's information is validated out of the gate. So in this industry, you're madly trying to be the first off the mark and put a candidate in front of a client. Often when you do that, you will catch up with some of the background checking and the detailed information checking that you need to do. So the ability for Credivera to actually change that order and make sure that you validate first and upfront. So when you provide a candidate to a client, you know what their skills are, you know exactly what they can do, you know that all of their certificates are up to date and everything is laid out for the individual client at that time. So they can go out of the gate interviewing the person from a skills and cultural perspective, knowing that all of that information is solid and confirmed.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of risk to manage. What would you say in your career as a recruiter was the highest risk?
Good old information management. It's funny because as a recruiter, you're stuck in the middle between a client's request for skills and abilities, and they need to know a background check. They need to know that this person can do what they say they can do. And you also are stuck on the other side with the candidate's need for privacy. They want to make sure that when they give you their detailed information, I'm going to pay this person, so I'm going to have their banking information. I'm going to know where they live. I'm going to know details about them that nobody should give up easily. So I want to have access to that information, but I don't want to have the responsibility for maintaining it in a way that is secure and private and all that good stuff.
Outstanding. And so, Maggie, then what would be some tips that you would give to someone today for entering a new market as a recruiter?
The recruitment business is interesting because it's very much based on trust. You have to trust the person that's going to put candidates into your company. You need to make sure that they're going to want to be doing the best things for your business. So you really need to be able to trust that person. So it's a very strong relationship building, a relationship group. So you want to make sure that that person knows your abilities, knows your company. But at the end of the day, no matter how good your relationship is, you have to be good. As a recruiter, you need to make sure that you bring your A game every darn day. You have the right candidates. You know these people inside out, and there's no surprises. Nobody likes surprises, and especially not in the recruitment space.
I bet. And so in all this, do you see a place for Credivera to help a recruiter enter a new market?
Absolutely. So in addition to building that relationship, it doesn't stop at you can't just have a relationship and expect that you're going to do well. You need to do all your homework. You need to have utmost confidence in the skills that you say your candidates provide. So all the research that you do, all the relationships that you build are great, but you really need to be able to demonstrate and prove that information. So if you can prove to your customer that the candidates are not only who they say they are, but they can do what they say they can do, you'll be far ahead of the game.
Yeah, sound advice. Absolutely. Well, let's keep up with that line of thinking. They say you're only as good as your last placement. And as you've already mentioned, relationships and trust are so critical in your industry. If you had Credivera 10 years ago, or even 20 years ago, how much better would your business have been?
So much better. And why is, when I first got into this industry, I talked to a lot of my competitors and I asked them, what is it that makes you really good? What makes you stand out? Because I wanted to know if I was going to get into this business, I wanted to be the best of it. And one of the things that they said to a body was that they added value. And, I add value, I do this, I do that. But at the end of the day, there wasn't anything truly different that differentiated one particular group from another. Mostly it was about the good relationship that they may have with the hiring manager. Credivera allows you to be truly different. The certainty, the confidence, the proof. This is the real deal when it comes to adding value in the recruitment journey, because you've allowed, it would have allowed me more time to do the relationship building and the business building and the research into different candidates. But certainly one of the things that would not keep me up at night would be is this person really any good? Does this person really know what they're doing? Have I put somebody at risk? And, that's a terrible way to be. If you can sit there and say with utmost confidence that your people are capable and I can prove it, that's game changing.
And I bet that gets exponentially more complex with remote workforces.
Truly. And I think that's the real challenge. Nowadays, we've heard people hiring people that are not who they say they are. Someone else is doing the work and they're just upfront saying that they're someone else. So yeah, absolutely. The ability to prove that information about an individual, both foundationally and skills-based, incredibly different.
Thank you so much, Maggie. I've learned a lot. Before we wrap up, would love to ask you, what do you think today's recruiter should focus on? What trends do you see emerging in your industry?
I think there's two, and they probably are. They're not, they've always been there, but they're growing in importance. It's probably privacy and proof. Candidates demand privacy, and legislation is giving them the ability to demand it even louder. And clients demand proof. So those things are contradictory terms, right? You can't just say, hey, trust me, these guys are really the real deal. You have to be able to show them in a way that clients go, yeah, this is good. I'm confident. I can sign off on this with a clear conscience. And your candidates are going to make sure that you're standing by your agreement to them to treat their private information in a judicious manner. So you just really have those two abilities that are built into the Credivera solution that will just take you a long, long way.
Wow, Maggie, I've learned so much here today chatting with you. I've learned that it's important to be the first one to submit that qualified candidate. That yes, you do take on the risk you do take on the responsibility as a recruiter, but Credivera helps you not also take on all the risk that comes with that. Some great tips for today's recruiter and where you see the industry going. I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me and for being part of our journey here at Credivera.
It's exciting. It truly is something that is differentiating this ability to work in this market right now. It's exciting. Thanks so much.